Hi, I just read a book called The Little Red Notebook. I read it online. It's a Kindle version, so I don't have the cover to show. But that's the name of the book, The Little Red Notebook. Not to be confused by the Red Notebook or the Red Book, which is a book that was written by Carl Jung. So The Little Red Notebook is a kind of a self-help diary. It's a really, really short read, and it talks about how you can make your dreams come true, and it breaks it down into three steps. The best part about the book is, like I said, it's very, very succinct. And what is interesting is that the person who actually wrote the book, you don't find his name. And the full title of this book is The Little Red Notebook, It Works. Okay, so this person wrote the manuscript and sent it to a friend, and as part of the editing process, or it so happened that the friend started to implement the practices given in the manuscript, and he reviewed the manuscript and sent it back to the author with the commentary, It Works. So that's how it found its way in the title. The In broad strokes, the book basically outlines three stages. The first stage is writing down in detail, in some description, in some descriptive manner, what you really want. So if you want a car, then you go into the specifics of what color, how big, etc. If you want a house, then how large, location, or what type of interiors you'd like, things like that. And you write down this list and you revisit this list often, every day, until more or less you get to that place where your list is indicative of what you really want. The other thing while making the list that you need to take care of is that it's in the priority of how much you want the items listed there. So the list begins with the most important item and then works its way down. This, of course, will require some amount of iteration and revision, so you need to revisit that. That's step one. Step two is the equivalent of really flooding your consciousness the with the goals that you have in mind. So it's recommended that you read the list at least three times, morning, noon, and night, just before you go to bed. And then at any other time that you are confused or conflicted about whether you should be aspiring for what you're aspiring for at all or not. That is step number two. And step number three is that you don't talk about what you want unless and until these desires are manifested. The book goes a little bit into why you should not do that. Not always is it because somebody is negative or somebody may be jealous of you, but it could just easily be that sometimes your energy will then go in safeguarding your interests, or protecting your goals, or defending your goals, so things like that. So anyway, so those were the three steps, and I haven't really worked on it, but it's a book I read, and since I talk about the books I read, this was one. And it's a short read, and which is something that I managed to do after a really long time. So that's that. But I will say that even though nothing about this book is glaringly new, if you've read a couple of self-help books on the same lines, or you've followed a few YouTubers or other material or other channels on manifestation, law of attraction, things like that, but the succinctness, the absolute conciseness in which these steps are laid out, that is a big help, because it conveys that it is a simple enough framework to follow. And yes, and that was its chief merit. Thank you.